Roger Moore played James Bond for 12 years, but before he took on the role of his lifetime, he was the star of a tense psychological horror film, a chilling and possibly cursed production called The Man Who Haunted Himself. The film came out in 1970. That was between Moore's stint as The Saint, which was a tremendously popular television series, and his first film as Bond in 1973. Moore plays an archetypal English gentleman working for a slightly mysterious organisation that may be linked to intelligence. At one point, Moore prophetically quips that espionage isn't all about James Bond and Her Majesty's Secret Service. Pelham's life begins to spin disastrously out of control after a near-fatal crash, which he causes. He's behind the wheel of his car on the M4 when suddenly a malevolent expression crosses his face. He undoes his seatbelt and accelerates to more than 100 miles per hour and slaloms through the traffic. The next we see of him, he's on a resuscitation table, but the equipment registers 2 heartbeats. And it's then that Pelham's life gets seriously out of control. It's almost as if his life isn't his own. People keep saying that they've seen him in places where he couldn't possibly be, and it turns out that he's having an affair he didn't even realise he was having with a photographer called Julie Anderson. Pelham thinks he's going mad. He goes to a psychiatrist. He thinks he may be schizophrenic. He rings his home and the phone is answered by himself. It seems that his life is being turned upside down by some kind of evil double, a doppelganger. And eventually the pair come face to face, Pelham confronting the man who has ruined his life. For Moore, this was one of his personal favourite films. He said it was a role he could really get his teeth into. He enjoyed playing evil Roger Moore, and when he played Bond, he wasn't always required to act, or at least to act in a particularly challenging way. So he had fond memories of this film. He owned shares in the revenue. Unfortunately, it didn't perform well commercially, but it's now something of a cult classic. But the legacy of the film is tinged with tragedy. The director, this man Basil Dearden, died in a car crash on the M4, and Moore said it was near the very spot where Pelham's car crash happened. The film was based on this short story from 1940 called The Strange Case of Mr. Pelham. It was also adapted into an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents in 1955.